1. The beginning of a dream. It started like any other fairy tale. You know the type, the kind of love that sweeps you off your feet, makes you believe in forever. I was young, head over heels, and completely blind to the truth. He was everything I ever wanted. Charming, caring, the kind of man who would promise you the stars and make you believe they were within reach. But love isn't always what it seems. It's easy to get caught up in the fantasy of a perfect relationship, especially when it feels like everything is falling into place. At first, he was everything, and I was the happiest I had ever been. It was a dream, but dreams, like glass, can shatter in an instant. 2. A growing doubt. It wasn't one moment, it wasn't one big lie that made everything unravel. It was the small things, the late night texts, the work late again excuses, the sudden changes in his behavior. I brushed it off at first. We all have our doubts, don't we? We try to convince ourselves that maybe we're just overthinking it. But deep down, I knew something was wrong. And then I saw it, the one thing I couldn't ignore. I remember the day clearly. I walked into the kitchen to find his phone buzzing on the counter, a message flashing across the screen. "Can't wait to see you tonight." My stomach dropped. At that moment, everything changed. 3. The confirmation. I was frozen. I didn't know what to do. Should I pick it up? Should I confront him? 100 questions raced through my mind. But one thing was clear. This wasn't just a random message. This wasn't just a misunderstanding. I had to know the truth. I did the unthinkable. I picked up his phone. I'm not proud of it, but in that moment, I needed to know what I was dealing with. I scrolled through the messages, his texts, her texts, their plans. It was all there, plain as day. The lies, the promises, the things he had said to me, all while he was with her. I could feel the tears welling up in my eyes, but I didn't let them fall. Not yet. No. I was in shock, but more than that, I was angry. So angry. How could he betray me like this? How could he throw away everything we had? 4. The betrayal. Betrayal, it's a word that's thrown around a lot, but it's different when it happens to you. You never really understand how deep it cuts until you're the one holding the shattered pieces. I confronted him, of course. I couldn't stay silent after finding out the truth. He was cold at first. He denied everything, tried to talk his way out of it, but there was no escaping it. The evidence was undeniable. I remember him saying, "It's not what you think." The audacity. After everything, after every moment we shared, he still tried to lie to my face. I saw red. My heart was in pieces, but my mind was clear. This wasn't just about him anymore. It was about me, and I wasn't going to let him get away with it. 5. The plan. I could have walked away, just ended it right there. I could have let it go and spared myself the heartache. But what was the point? What good is a broken heart if you don't learn from it? I had a decision to make. I wanted justice, not just for the hurt he caused me, but for all the times I had believed his lies, for all the moments I'd wasted on him. I wasn't going to let this go, not this time. So I devised a plan. It wasn't one that would bring me peace instantly, but I knew it was the only way to make sure he'd never forget what he did to me. 6. The execution begins. I started small, nothing too drastic, just enough to rattle his world. I began gathering information about him, about her, about every little thing that connected them. I needed to know everything. His friends, his habits, where he went, who he spoke to. I made sure that every move he made would eventually lead to the truth being exposed. I spent weeks planning, making sure every step was calculated, every detail accounted for. I didn't want him to see me coming. I wanted him to feel the weight of his own actions closing in on him. But there was one part of the plan I couldn't predict, one detail I hadn't accounted for. 7. The unexpected twist. Just as I was about to pull the trigger on my revenge, something unexpected happened. Something that made me question everything I was doing. I got a call. It was from her. She didn't know it was me at first. She probably thought it was him calling her back, but when I spoke, she froze. And for the first time in weeks, I saw the other side of the story. The girl on the other end of the line was just as betrayed as I was. Her words were shaky, full of guilt. She didn't know about me. She didn't even know he had a girlfriend, let alone a serious one. He had lied to her too. And in that moment, it dawned on me. This wasn't just about him and me. This wasn't just about revenge. It was about the truth. And the truth was far more complicated than I had ever imagined. 8. The climax. The expose. After that call, I found myself at a crossroads. My plan was ready. I could still go through with it, expose him and make him pay for everything he had done, but now it wasn't just about punishment. It was about showing him the consequences of his actions. And if I was going to expose him, it wasn't just for me anymore, it was for her too. So I did it. I exposed him. I made sure everyone knew the truth. Friends, family, his colleagues. I didn't leave a stone unturned. The message was clear. Betraying someone isn't just about breaking their heart. It's about destroying the trust that holds everything together. And once that trust is shattered, there's no coming back. 9. The aftermath. When the dust settled, I was left standing there, watching it all unfold. I felt no satisfaction, no relief, but I wasn't angry anymore. I had done what I needed to do. I had exposed him for who he really was. But there was no victory in it, no grand moment where I felt like I had won. The truth wasn't a weapon. It was a mirror. It showed me who I had become in the process, and I didn't like what I saw. 10. The lesson. Reflection. Here's the thing about betrayal. It's not just about the other person. It's about you too. How far are you willing to go to hurt someone else in order to heal yourself? And what happens when the revenge you seek turns out to be more destructive than the betrayal itself? The lesson here isn't about punishing the guilty. It's about finding peace within yourself, even when the world around you is falling apart. And sometimes the most powerful revenge you can get is to walk away and never look back.